phone?
No, everybody, you all look great.
Okay.
Right now we
It
are
also
recording.
just let us know recording and process.
Right, yeah, so that's what's going on. And Carson's here.
Okay.
This is getting recorded somewhere. At least we're
Okay.
getting this, okay?
Okay.
And, you know what, Jazz, since it's recording somewhere, let's
Okay.
go ahead and go right into your thing, okay?
Okay, great. All right. Well, let's meet the sisters, right?
Sounds
Welcome.
good.
Okay, all your sisters are ready, right?
We're ready.
Okay. Welcome to Just Between Sisters podcast, coming to you from Las Vegas, Orlando, and Clearwater, Florida. Yay! I'm Danette Ray, one of the four sisters, and your host for today. A little bit about us. We are sisters. We have Dawn, Deborah, Danette, and Diane. Sometimes we're actually called the 4Ds, which I love that. We are four ordinary women with extraordinary interests, talents, and appetites for living life to the fullest, focusing on lifestyle, fashion, food, and wellness. We are wives, moms, stepmoms, aunts, grandmoms, and furry animal moms. We are nurturers, aren't we really? We are nurturers, caregivers, and seekers of truth. We have learned through our sisterhood that life is better together, and together we can make it through anything. Tough times will pass, but our sisterhood will last. Sisters are for sharing laughter and wiping tears. Sisters are forever. Living life to the fullest starts by finding joy in the small moments, calming anxieties and fears, and nurturing our bodies with proper care and nourishment. We, four sisters, are here to share our secrets to living that life with Just Between Sisters.
Thank you. Right.
Isn't that fun? So tune into our podcast, follow us on IG, Instagram, and Facebook, and join our meetups, which we'll talk about later, in person at our Just Between Sister event. So that's something to look forward to. And it all happens here on Just Between Sisters. Yay. So, yay! So let's meet the sisters. Let's meet the sisters one by one. First of all, first one is Dawn Yvonne D1. You're up, Dawn.
Thank you, Danette, and thank you for hosting our very first podcast. But before I officially introduce myself, I want to say that this is a pretty special day for this in our neighborhood, because this is something we've dreamed about doing for over 20 years. And today, thanks to Chris and Carson, our dream is coming true. So thank you both very, very much.
Thank you.
Actually, this podcast idea came about because for those 20 plus years, we've been doing, well, in the last 10, whenever we had FaceTime, we've been doing FaceTime calls every week. Whenever somebody's got an issue or somebody's got a problem or heard about a new product or whatever it is, we pick up the phone and FaceTime us all. So this is just an extension of our FaceTime weekly calls. So a little bit about me. Well, yes, I am the oldest, D1 of the 4Ds. I was the oldest of 7, not just 4 sisters. We have 3 more brothers. So that was a pretty big family, and it was a pretty crazy time growing up. But we have stayed, it's funny, once your parents pass on too is when we really became so close. We grew up in a little town on a lake in Michigan. In fact, I still have a cottage there. And it was a beautiful little place, but at the time, there was nothing going on there. There were no sidewalks, no street lights. It was, you were out in the boonies. So for me at 18, when I graduated from high school, most of my friends, well, the guy friends were going off to Vietnam. My girlfriends that were getting in college to find a husband. Well, you can imagine being the oldest of 7 and being the star babysitter for the whole community. I didn't want anything to do with this. I go, I got to do something else. So an opportunity came up for me to apply to a foreign exchange program in Sweden for a year, my first year of college. And I liked it so much that before I even left Sweden, I applied for a 2-year program in Paris, France, at the Sorbonne, at the university there. And after that, I lived in a French family. I learned how to cook French food. And life was good. I loved it. I was just eating this up. I really didn't want to come back to the United States. So not for a while. So I applied for a job. I was able to get a job with an American company. It actually happened to be my dad's company, who set up a sales office in Switzerland. From there, we stayed for the next 2 years. I was in Switzerland, Belgium, and Germany. After I came home, I was in my late 20s. I continued working in international marketing. I helped launch a medical skincare line. I co-authored a food and wine book called Romance Begins in the Kitchen. I actually have a picture of it.
Do you have it right there, Dawn?
Oh,
Yay!
This
There's.
one's like 25
I
years
love it.
old. but
That's
Out
her
of-
husband there.
Out of print, but I still use it.
that
Romantic
is your
Italian
husband.
recipes and their complimentary wines. So that was it's still
with
part
your
of my
husband,
life.
with your
Listen.
husband on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Our oldest grandson's getting married. I just gave him and his fiancee.
Wow.
Anyway,
Okay. Dawn,
So,
you're amazing. Oh my! I didn't even know you were going to say all this. I thought we had something else planned. My
okay,
God.
I'm
Okay.
not
Dawn's
done
not,
yet.
wait,
This is
wait, Dannette,
fabulous.
Dawn's not done.
I'm not
I
done
know
yet.
she's not done. Okay, all right. I'm the host, but you're not done. Go ahead.
Because after the book and Italian recipes, I had to start
Yeah.
taking people to Italy. So my husband and I formed a company called Viva Italy Tours. So we take people every year. I'm still doing it. I leave August 28th this year.
We've been on them.
Food and wine tours. Small group, very exclusive. We only eat and enjoy wonderful home cooking, beautiful food. They're amazing. And we drink a little wine too, but that's okay. So anyway, so back to my husband. He and I were married 32 years ago in Venice, Italy. He brought 4 children with him into the marriage, and now together we have 12 grandchildren. So those grandkids keep us super busy and wanting to stay young. We divide our time between Florida, Michigan, and Italy. Our lives are pretty busy, but me being a type A personality and an extrovert, the word busy is really my happy place. So if I'm not busy, I'm not happy. Anyway, there you have it.
Oh my God, Dawn, thank you so
Right.
much. Isn't she amazing? I mean,
She's
my bow
We-
down. Dawn's
we-
amazing.
We have all been on those trips. Come on. We've all been on the Italian trips. They're absolutely wonderful. She has given her stepchildren the opportunity also to do
Yes.
this. And she
That's
has
right.
brought all this food and travel,
Yes.
knowledge. into
Exactly.
their-
Yes.
And our lives. I've been
Yes,
on 'em.
it's
We've all been
wonderful. And we're going to talk about that in a minute. But Deb, let's hear your story. I mean, here's Deb Ruth. She's D2. Take it away, Deb.
Yes, I am. I'm the second oldest also of the 7, which you have heard from Dawn with the boys and the girls and all that. So yes, I am the second of the in the family. I have always kind of been known as the creative artist one, but there's a word that I'm using right there, creative. And I always tell everyone, don't be envious of somebody else's creativity, because you just have to focus and explore and have your creativity. And I don't care what it is. It isn't envying an artist or a singer or something. Everyone is creative. We come from creativity and we are creative. So my passion and love is many things, but because of my artistic background, I did get into the themed entertainment business. I was married. I had 2 sons, and I got married very young out of all the sisters. I was the one that got in there and got married and had two little boys. They're adults now. I didn't stay married, so therefore I was a single parent, and I went out on my own, and I had to find a career. And I was fortunate enough when I brought them to Florida, to the center of Florida, Orlando, Florida, of all places. I ended up really by happenstance, by really God's blessing in a way of saying, you need a job, Deborah.
Yeah.
Support yourself. And I ended up in the themed entertainment business. I started out sculpting and painting. And my first project in this industry was for E.T., the ride and attraction at Universal Studios, E.T. And I was with the vendor there. So that snowballed me into a fabulous career of TV, movies, commercials, TV commercials, sitcom shows, Nickelodeon, back and forth through the television and movie industry, and then back into the theme park business where I am presently now. Again, I'm the theme park business. I've worked on the first park, Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, if you know the studios at all, Twister, if you've been in that attraction that is no more. And presently I am on Epic Adventure, which is a new exciting theme park that's coming up.
Yes,
Well,
we're
my
excited
career-
for that.
My professional career has kind of been that. My hobbies, ooh, there may be too many, because
Okay.
I think I take creativity and use it to kind of help me in my everyday life and circumstances to focus. And I'm creating
Okay. Yes.
beautiful. So I have sewn my whole life. And presently, I have too many Marie Antoinette dresses in
Yes.
their bedroom that I can't fit under the bed anymore, because under my bed I have a lot of crochet.
Yes. I know. And you're going to send one out here for sure. I
Oh,
want to
no,
wear
I
one.
don't have enough to go through for all of the sisters, because we're going to do a Marie Antoinette.
Yes. Yes. Now what I'm
In
going to do,
Venice,
I'm going
Italy,
to,
in Venice,
now-
Italy.
And
No.
Venice, Italy. That's right. Exactly, Dawn.
now, Deb, we're running out of time here on a time limit. So wrap it up and then we're going to move to Diane.
Okay, you didn't tell Dawn this, but okay, Dan.
No, I just got an email. I just got it.
Hello.
Wait a minute. I just got a text from Chris. We're on a time limit. Come on, keep it going, girls. Come on.
Okay, so speed it up. Okay, fine. We're
Speed it
speeding it up. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So Italy, I've been with
I
Dawn
love
to
it.
Italy. Well, when we were in Italy, I fell in love with the Murano bead. Who couldn't fall in love with the Murano?
Yes.
So we made a whole line of jewelry that is absolutely just fit for the elite, the princess, if you want to feel like a princess in it. And it's called Sorelli's Creation, which is sisters in Italian. So we also do that. I also have done a line of bamboo pajamas that with my little sister, Diane, D4. And she and I designed this whole line of women's pajamas that were kind of ahead of its time, because we used organic bamboo.
Yes.
The whole process was done in the United States. It was all made in the United States, and it was really a beautiful line. It is a beautiful line. We still
Yes.
have pieces that we're selling. So I am, like I say, I did get a divorce. I've been on my own for many years, and I do believe in the wellness of inner peace, and
Yes.
I'm very spiritual, and
Yes.
I do love my family, and
Yes.
I need them in my life, and so I'm very happy to have this.
Yes. Well, thank
And
you for
that's-
sharing.
That's
Yes.
part of my life. Okay. there you
Yes. Thank you. Well, Diane, jump in there, girlie, before we run out of time.
I'm Diane, known as D4 amongst the sisters and the youngest of the 7. Being part of a large family, I think I've always considered that to be a blessing, because what it's afforded me is a lot of opportunities to learn some very valuable life lessons. Vegas is where I have grown up. I call it home. I did meet my husband here. We've dated 27 years before I finally decided it was time to take a vow. And I guess I stand a little standoffish, maybe, who knows? I don't know, but that's another topic, another time.
Right. Yes.
Definitely. We share so many of the same interests. I mean, from wellness, fitness, fashion, design.
Yes.
I personally always enjoy keeping up to date with the latest advancements that are made in science when it regards physical health, mental health, and anything that's going to pertain to a life well lived. I try and stay
Yes.
on top of.
I love that.
I also was a personal trainer. So wellness and staying fit are two of the components that I can to my personal daily health and happiness. Having a background in retail and then having the opportunity to create a clothing line with my sister Deborah at my side every step of the way was definitely one of my most valuable life lessons. One I truly have enjoyed. And when it comes to traveling, for me, it's about who I am traveling with and the experience creating and sharing along the way. So having
Yes.
this girls to embark on with you is pretty exciting.
Oh, thank you, Diane.
Oh,
Same,
thank
same to you. That means a lot. Now I'm going to keep mine short. Okay. I'm Danette Ray.
I'll remind you.
Yeah. No, I'm done. I'm just Danette Ray. That's it. Bye bye. Okay. All right. So long story short is my dream life started in Hollywood, California as I pursued a career in acting. Well, something wonderful happened. I fell in love and married a Hollywood screenwriter and had a family together. So that's my story. The most important thing is I hold certifications in yoga, yoga nidra, Reiki, and laughter yoga. And that's what keeps me young today. And I believe beauty and wellness go hand in hand. So, ladies,
From the inside out.
so that's who we are. So before we wrap this up, I want to ask one thing for today's topic, aging well. Sisters, if you could pick just one aging well tip, and I guess this can throw it to all of us, what would it be? Anybody can start. Dawn, Deb, Diane.
For me, it's you move it or lose it. If you don't get up in the morning and get your butt moving, like you might as well just lay in bed and let them throw dirt over you because it's over, people. It's over.
It's over. Yeah.
I mean, sitting on our butts all day just makes for big butts, and weakens our heart. Number one killer in America is obesity. Number two is heart disease. So exercise is
the
number
key.
one. Pretty much. Anybody else have anything to say about that?
I mean, Deb and Diane, I mean, what's your favorite tip on aging well?
There's any number of ways to exercise. I mean, go out in the garden, take a walk, dance to your favorite tunes. I mean, there's so many forms of exercise. There's no reason to be obese. There really, truly is. Just move the body. The body.
That's exactly.
Unfortunately, my job, I am always moving.
Yes.
I'm in an industry and in a job and in a position where I am constantly moving and having to stay up with the younger group.
Yes, exactly. We do have to stay up with it. Now, I picked something up. I want to read this because this pertains, I didn't plan this. This pertains to about looking young. It's Yoga Nidra. Yoga Nidra is a profound experience of non-doing so it can regenerate your body. Yoga Nidra slows the rate at which you age and keeps you looking younger longer. The body can heal itself if we let it. I think that's amazing. So meditation, relaxation.
Yes, you are absolutely. It's about balance.
We could do podcast after podcast on wellness and ways to stay healthy.
It could go on and on forever. Yes. Now, ladies, let's end this podcast. Well, we're not going to end it exactly, but what would be the favorite quote of the day? Each of you, what's your favorite quote you want to leave us with? Dawn?
Okay, mine is accept yourself, love yourself, and keep moving forward.
Oh, that's beautiful. Deb, what's yours?
Okay, well, mine is a little mantra that I say to myself every day. So I'll just share it with y'all. And it's this: I am God's unconditional love in human form.
I love that. I love that. And I would add to that because Chris just said we have a couple more minutes. We have to keep going. I want to add that. I love this. I want to add that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And once we understand that, oh my gosh, we're not just in this ego mind, then we can start to relax.
Well, it's
all about relaxation, really.
Yes.
Breathing.
And breath.
It's about acceptance.
Breath. Yes.
But really, I think this is the thing, Danetti, when you say, and this is a
spiritual beings having a human experience.
Everyone's using it. Everyone's using this right now. But what I really am getting and focusing on for that statement is that you have to it's the coming from within outwardly. So the spirit is within every cell of us. So when your spirit, when you allow the spirit through the human being to be
through the
fully
human body,
there and present all the time, enjoy, gratitude, happiness, that's when the two of you, the spirit and the human part, is living heaven on earth.
In balance. Yes. So Diane, what would be your quote, Diane?
My quote for today is, when we set our sights on the destination, what are the moments we've missed along the way?
Oh, I love that. So it's really the journey. So it's the journey, not the destination. That's what you're saying.
Absolutely.
I love that. Yeah.
And
well, I love it. Yes. And mine is true confidence, going back to wellness and beauty, is true confidence comes from within. And that embodies everything. The mind, body, and spirit
Yeah.
all comes together. And that's true beauty.
You know, I think we were very fortunate.
I
as a
love
fa-
that. I love
I
that.
think as a family, again,
Yeah.
I started this earlier with mom
Yeah.
and dad, and that I think we were very fortunate to have in our lives our mother that did express a lot of
Yes.
things to us and opened up a lot of things. And
Right.
I'm very fortunate that all four of us and our brothers too, some of
Mhm.
our really have a deep connection in this way about the inner being and
Yes,
being-
yes. We were taught that from from our mother, for sure,
Mhm.
100% on that. Now, Dawn, talk a little bit before we go. Talk a little bit about our special events that we're having, and
Yes,
we have a big
JBS.
one. JBS events. It's coming up in February. Dawn, go ahead. You're on.
Well, I just want to say that the last week, I want everyone to mark their little calendars. We don't have the exact dates yet, but the last week in February at the Bellagio Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, where you and Diane are living,
Yes.
we will have our next Just Between Sisters event. And the annual event this year is the Salute to Audrey Hepburn. And we love her as not only a fashion icon of the world, but someone who is classy. You notice we all have our
Pearls.
pearls on today and our black dresses. But we have
Yes.
had so much fun in Vegas doing these events in the past, and we can't wait. I have a girlfriend, two sisters coming in from Italy for this one this year. So
This is going to
you'll
be
get to
very,
see
very
all the
exciting.
information. Yeah.
Yes.
Very
Breakfast.
exciting.
Breakfast.
So
and
yeah,
everything.
more. Well, we can do a whole podcast on.
Yes,
on the
yes,
event
we're
coming
going to
up.
talk about that later. This is just a preview, a sneak preview, they call it, of what Just Between Sisters is and what we do. And it's Just Between Sisters events. So that is very, very exciting. So I want to thank everybody for tuning in. And it happens here on Just Between Sisters. But one more thing before we go, Chris wants us to talk a little bit about Breakfast at Tiffany's and how this started. Now, how this started was 2 years ago. We happened to be at the Bellagio Hotel at the famous piano bar there, and there was the jewelry store.
Well, yes,
Right?
but we all dressed up as Audrey Hepburn.
That's right,
And-
in the black.
So, and when we walked around, so we just started walking around the hotel with these outfits,
Yes.
all identical black dresses and pearls. And people thought they couldn't figure out who we were. They thought we were celebrities, number one.
Right.
And little kids, little boys, little girls, their parents, they were all coming up to us and wanted photo shoots with us. And we just couldn't believe this phenomena. And the phenomena probably really is that people don't dress up anymore. In Vegas in the old days, remember when our parents went to Vegas? They were dialed up to the
Night.
nines.
Yes.
Yes.
Today, people walk around in cutoffs, no
Thank-
clothes.
Exactly.
Bikinis,
Right.
and
They're
shouldn't
flip
be
flops.
wearing one.
Yes.
And yeah,
Right.
it's so sad. So when they saw four classy women walking through looking like dialed up,
Yes. Right.
it was overwhelming. It was overwhelming. And people kept saying, how do we get in this sisterhood? We want to join. We
That's
want to
right.
be part of this.
And we went down to the Tiffany's jewelry store down below the area in Bellagio, and took photos in front of the jewelry store. But then they invited us in because we looked just like Audrey Hepburn. Well,
And her
kinda.
picture was there.
Yes.
on the wall. And remember,
On the wall.
we met Michael. He was a customer in the store, and he sat down, and we had a fabulous photo of. It was all about the photo ops and having fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to carry on with the JBS events, is we do want to have a photo op in front of the Tiffany's jewelry store. If we can't go in, then we will stay outside and do the famous, what's the famous one? She's holding coffee, she's
Yes,
eating
the
a
croissant,
croissant.
the coffee.
Yeah, so it will be a photo op for sure.
Our
And
vision
maybe
is, our vision is to have those little bistro tables.
Oh, I'd
and
love
those
that.
Setting at little bistro tables with our bag, with our croissant, and our
Yes.
cup of tea, and our
But
finger,
girls-
and our outfit.
Girls, we are taking everyone by the piano bar again.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. Yes, the piano bar. Well, thanks for tuning in. And it all happens here on Just Between Sisters. So we hope you come back and see us again. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Hey, well, okay. Can you ladies hear me?
Yes.
All right. Due to the technical error, we have gotten more minutes here. We've got 5 minutes. So, and right now I'm able to record this on my own 2 places now. So thanks for your patience. We can make this, hopefully next time we do this, we'll have it tuned even better. And thank you so much for what you've done here. Every single story was fabulous. And you know, I'm grateful that you're telling this stuff.
Okay.
What I wanted to know a little bit is, how did this whole Italian trip thing started? Did it have to do with Roman holiday or what?
No, what happened was I had, you know, you heard my story. I lived in Europe for 5 years. So I had been in a little town in Belgium called the Little Venice of the North. And I bought a picture. It's in my bathroom right now. It's still where, and I said, when I get married, because I didn't marry until I was 40 years old. So I had this photo in all my homes on my entryway, and people walk in and say, what is that? I said, that's a little town in Belgium called the Little Venice of the North, and that's where I'm getting married. And they'd always go, yeah, sure, you're going to get married. You're not getting married, Dawn. So anyway, fast forward, I have a little girl that comes to work for me. She starts saying she wants to go backpacking through Europe, and she ends up going there. She falls in love in Venice, Italy. She then gets married. When she actually tells us, don't come to the wedding because I'm going to get married, but I'm not going to probably stay married. We're getting married for the green cards. But she comes home with her album, and it looked like a Fellini movie. I said, are you kidding me? This is the real Venice? Screw the Little Venice of the North. I'm getting married in Italy. Now, I don't even have a boyfriend at that time, but I'm telling myself all my young life that I'm getting married in Italy. So along comes Fred, and his mother was Italian. She died when she died when he was 7. His Italian grandparents raised him. So he had this incredible Italian connection. And I said, when we started talking about marriage and what we would do, it was his second, my first. He said, well, what should we do? And I said, I have an idea. And he said, what is that? I said, in honor of your mother, who's from Italy and passed on, and my mother who loves Italy, she read every Michelangelo, Leonardo book there was. I said, in honor of our mothers, what if we ran off to Italy and got married?
Oh.
And he was all over it. And that was the end of it. So from going to Italy that time, then I started, I met a girl who did Italian cooking classes in her home. I started going to those classes because I said, you know, my husband, we loved the Italian food. I mean, I loved French food, but when I was first introduced to Italian food, I never looked back. It is so amazing. I mean, French food uses sauces, creams. Italian food is just clean, beautiful, incredible ingredients, wonderful oils, wonderful produce, wonderful, fresh, beautiful ingredients. And I work with all the little small family-owned restaurants in Italy. So they're just, I mean, it's an experience you can't believe. You get to know all these little local families that takes much pride. They grow their own fruits and vegetables. They prepare it lovingly.
Yes, and you know, the oil companies and the
Yes.
We stay in an olive oil grove. I mean, I'm just all into the food and the ingredients, and it's all about that Mediterranean diet.
2 minutes.
Oh,
Who wants to
yeah.
pitch in
So
there?
that's the Italian connection, and I made it happen. It's just a dream. You make it happen.
Diane,
Yeah.
you know, you got to see all these ladies from a great perspective.
That I do.
Yeah. Would you sum this all up, what we just did here today? Could you do this for me?
Well, I think what we're sharing with the audience and the people out there, whoever chooses to watch, what our experience is in as sisters. And this is what we do when we get on the phone together. And this is what keeps us, I think, sane sometimes, because the world is definitely a very interesting place. So
We
but
live
not
in
always,
interesting
not
times.
always with our pearls and jewelry on when we're talking to ourselves.
No, but we like to get up and get dressed.
Yeah. We like to dress up.
Yes.
or show up at least.
Well, thank you all for showing up here today. I appreciate this. Is going to be good content. What do you think, Carson? Anything, comments? You're still with us, brother?
Carson, tell us what you think. Carson.
Hey ho.
I think I lost his audio here.
Look,
See
we're
if I got
nothing but
some audio
talking
for-
heads.
Can you hear me?
There we go. You're back
Yeah,
again,
we
bro.
can, we can hear him. We can hear him.
I thought that was extremely good. It was very entertaining. I don't know if you can hear me, but I thought it was very good.
Okay.
I watched a lot of podcasts, and I was engaged the whole time. I love
You-
it. Love it. So I want to send you guys a word of encouragement. Keep doing this because I think you have something. I'm going to be honest there.
Oh,
Oh
thank
my
you so much.
Thank you.
And keep it up.
Well,
thank you.
next Saturday, probably we'll be doing this from a different location. I want to thank you all for being here this morning on the 22nd of June in 2024 here at studio at the Century 25 Studios. I look forward to much more of what your story is, and I really appreciate and thank Carson for you being here. All you ladies, sisters, just between sisters, you are awesome, and I look forward to next week.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love,
Thank
We
you.
love you. Thank you.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay.
And we're out.
Who's that?
And we're out. And we're out.
Okay.
I'm
leaving
Well,
the meeting.
we got a lot of good stuff here, ladies, and thanks for being here.
Awesome.
Okay,
Right. Well,
appreciate
thank
it.
you. Thank you.
Who do we sign
Bye.
off?
Do we
Bye.
sign off now?
There we're going.